There is absolutely zero shame in being less than truthful with your age. But when you're a public person, it's kind of hard to hide it. In the case of Meghan Markle, there have been so many theories about her age. And her very public lies don't help, do they? I mean, really? Sometimes I wonder whether this woman knows the difference between reality and truth. Whether she understands that what she says can be easily verified. And I'm wondering, like if she has lied about her age and what she put in her wedding certificate, it's fake. I wonder if that marriage is valid as well. I mean, those are legitimate questions we all have to ask, because no public figure would dare go on every social media, platform, at least not me, and lie so blatantly about their age. So why is she doing it? And how old is really Meghan Markle? Because in some platforms I read that she's 57, in others that she's 50, in others that she's 47, in others that she's 43. The official one is 43. So I had to go like a grave digger and dig deep into her, because I haven't been able to get a copy of her birth certificate. I don't know if it was sealed. But it should be in the state of California. You should be able to get a copy of a birth certificate. So that'll be interesting, because I requested one and I haven't heard back from the vital records, because she was born in California. So let's try and figure out how old is Meghan Markle. And we're going to use her words. We're going to use everything she has in the public domain. And we're going to try to figure out what is what. Because according to her, she's younger than Harry.
Yasmin Bleeth. Oh my god! I wrote it. Yasmin Bleeth. That's the only one I ever wrote. And then I saw her. I used to work at a frozen yogurt store in LA. It was my first job. It was called Humphrey Yogurt. And I saw her in the parking lot, and what do I say to her? The most ridiculous thing you could say. Oh my god, I love you so much. I loved you in that soft and dry commercial.
The most important thing.
Hello, beautiful people. If you're new to the channel, my name is Paula, and please do not forget to click like, share, and subscribe. It massively helps the channel to the new subscribers. Thank you very much. I talk about everything here. That's City, my producer, who is fiercely watching over me, making sure I deliver for her. Otherwise, things get ugly in this household. Oops, I woke in it. City, go back to sleep, mi amor. See, she's very alert. I love you. So yes, so let's get into so many things with Meghan Markle. First, we have so many lies. I know that her father has come out and said that she's 43. She's going to be 44 in September. I think it's September 4th, right? However, there are so many stories that this woman has put out there that I don't know what to say. It is quite hard. We either have to admit that she's a complete liar, or she's telling the truth, or she's confused about how old she is. And I was thinking a little bit about, if you indulge me, because I just did a video that I'm going to leave it at the end of this video. You're going to get a video suggestion. I did a video where I debunked Lily's birth certificate, that she was not born in the state of California if you go by the birth area code of her birth certificate, which is 105 rather than 104, which is the state of California. Right, City? Right. She's pretty much shown in church with a virginal wedding gown, which was actually, even the Queen was shocked. We were all shocked, even with the veil. And usually the custom is, if you've been divorced, you don't go with the veil, because the veil is for a virgin, a virgin woman. You lift it clearly Meghan Markle is no virgin. I mean, this woman has been around the block so much that she's made holes around the block, you know. So we know the lies that she's said about the boyfriends that she's been with. We know the lies that she said about being fluent in Spanish. And she's still now to this day trying to double down on that. She told the royal family she was fluent in French. She said publicly that she took 4 years of French in one place and 8 years of French in another, yet she doesn't remember one word. She has claimed that she double majored in international studies, and a requirement to graduate and major in international studies at Northwestern University is to be fluent in 2 additional languages other than in your mother tongue. So imagine my surprise when people are confused, and people have every right to be confused. Heck, I am. Because she went on Jamie Kern Lima. And yes, you're going to have to suffer through it. She went to the Jamie Kern Lima, and this is exactly what she said.
And how important it is to have people that you look up to and role models. I'll tell you, oh gosh, how silly. You'll think this is a very bizarre example, but when I was 13, my first job was at a frozen yogurt place called Humphrey Yogurt. Great name. And that was in the 90s. So what were the big shows and things that were on then? Baywatch, People, Yasmin Bleeth. And I was taking the trash out from my job, and I see Yasmin Bleeth. And I cannot believe I'm seeing Yasmin Bleeth, and I'm holding this bag of trash. And I was like, the courage that it took for me to go up to her.
Yeah.
And I went up to her and I said, hi, I love you in this soft and dry deodorant commercial. That's all that could come out of my mouth. And she was so gracious. This was such a pivotal moment for me because I never knew. It was so influential for me because she turned around and she goes, hi, sweetheart, what's your name? First thing I learned. I was like, I'm Megan. And that moment, I was like, she cares to know what my name is. And then she's like, hi, I'm Yasmin. I know who she is, but she introduced herself.
Let's take her at her word in this clip that she was started working to support her family when she was 13 years old. Let's take her. We are going by the most recent interview that Meghan Markle has given on a podcast. Her own words, these are not mine, stating that she was 13 years of age when she started working. And that, oh my goodness, she ran in the back of a garbage alley at Humphrey Yogurt and ran into Yasmin Bleeth at the height of her fame. I don't know what Yasmin was doing hanging around garbage thing, but hey, it might be the thing. You know how these Hollywood people are. They're all crazy. Most of them anyways. So she says she's 13. Pivotal moment. Oh my God, it changed her life. Fine. There's a problem with this though. Because you see, Yasmin Bleeth, the first commercial she ever did of Soft and Dry was in 1997, which would mean that Meghan Markle, if she's born in the year that is being claimed that she was born 1981, she would have been 16 years of age, not 13. So if we believe what she says, that she was 13 when she met Yasmin Bleeth, it means that she was born in 1984. Or at the same year as Harry. 1983, I believe he was born. Correct me if I'm wrong. In any case, she would be the same age as Harry. However, yes, there's always a however. We know that she did that interview in US and Entertainment Weekly when she claimed that she met Yasmin Bleeth at that, not at the garbage place, but at the parking lot. She doesn't mention age at the Entertainment Weekly, maybe because she knows, people know that it's illegal for her to be working at the age of 13 in the state of California. Actually, in many states, you cannot work at the age of 13. I think that the youngest one is 15. And there are limitations to the kind of work you have to do, and you still need parental consent or something like that. But in the state of California, 13 years old, no company's going to hire you. But we're taking it at her word. Remember, this is the thing. And in the U.S. Entertainment Weekly, in the U.S. Weekly interview, she doesn't say the age, but she does say that she met her when she did Soft and Dry thing. That she couldn't think of her as the Baywatch, in spite of the fact that was the biggest role. And I have a theory about that. You know how narcs like to belittle people? This would have been like congratulating Meryl Streep on an ice cream commercial she did when she was starting her career, rather than congratulating her than winning her Oscars. Because Jasmine Bleeth was famous for Baywatch, but it goes to show you that Meghan Markle needed to belittle Jasmine Bleeth, and maybe that's why Jasmine Bleeth blanked her. Because, why are you talking to me about like, I loved you in Soft and Dry. That was a way for her to be like a mean girl and belittle and denigrate her, rather than say, oh my God, I loved you in Baywatch. That's just my theory. Let me know in the comments what you think. But then there's this article, guys. Hi, Meghan. I really want to give her the benefit of the doubt. And the fact that I can't get a hold of her birth certificate, I have to take her father's word. So Meghan Markle gives this interview in 2013 when she said that she met Jasmine Bleeth in 1998, not 1997, and congratulated her on that on that commercial. Which means that if it was 1998 and she was 13 working at Humphrey Bogart, she's younger than Harry, not older. Do you know where I'm going with this? So I am unable to get a copy of her birth certificate. The royal family, they will not provide her birth certificate. They just say that, that she was born in, I think it's September 4th, 1981. And I think Harry was born in 1984 because she's 3 years older than Harry. But there's no proof, just like we have no proof of the children's birth certificates properly with the doctors and stuff like that. She says she got married 3 days earlier. She said it on Oprah, on live. And this is not like, we exchanged private vows. She said they got married, which is illegal to remarry in the United Kingdom 3 days later. The only way you can do it is if there was a mistake made, and then you have to wait 8 weeks to get married. Otherwise, it would be illegal. This is why the Archbishop of Canterbury, when they managed to corner him in Italy, he said, if I'd done that, I would have committed a crime, because that is a crime. So I am torn here, guys, and I need your help. Because if there's anybody out there with Meghan Markle's copy of the birth certificate, because the family won't provide it. The royal family won't provide it. I've requested it twice already and I haven't received not even a response. And we go by her statements that she was 13 when she started working at Humphrey Yogurt, and the Jasmine Bleeth commercial came out in 1997. She did 2 commercials, one in 1997 and one in 1998. And she is referring to in her latest podcast that she congratulated her on that commercial at the age of 13. That means that she was 13 in 1997 or in 1998. Which means that she's younger than what she says she is. So, where is the lie? Is she younger? Is she older? Is she 43? Because I don't think that even Meghan Markle at this point knows. It's quite confusing, isn't it, guys? And why lie? Why lie so much? Is the thing that baffles me to this day. Why lie like that? We're going to find out. Please leave me your comments, because how old do you think she is? I'd like to know. Wouldn't you?